All right, long story short, it is what it is. Like, I want to be single. Just live your best life, single man.
Well, I'll be back.
Just let me know when you want to be officially divorced. I'm ready when you are.
Listen, we have time.
No, there is no time. I'm 34, I'm young, you're 40.
You're focused on the wrong thing.
You're old, I'm not. I'm going to live my life.
Young, with a bigger meat than any that you'll ever find, all right?
Fat meat don't get you nowhere.
Speak for yourself. Bye. Damn. It hurts.
What hurts?
This whole thing.
What whole thing? You have no feelings.
Yes, I do. You think we could be cool one day?
I don't know. We could be honest one day.
It doesn't feel good.
What doesn't feel good?
You just look so hurt.
I am. I let so much slide. I gave you a chance again. And again. And again. And again. And again. And again. That's how much I loved you. But I'll be fine.
Are you kidding me? Now all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
What?
This is not fair.
When a man shows you who he is, you have to believe him. When anybody shows you who they are, you have to believe them.
Like he doesn't have to pay nothing of it? Nothing?
That's the stuff that comes with being a woman that is so ride or die about love.
Scrap, this is up.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn your partner before you jump ahead and fall in love with the words and all of that stuff that make up this fairy tale. Because when no one's looking, that's when everything just goes left.
Financially, the kids are...
I'll see you again next time.
Hello, how you guys doing? Safaree versus Erica, 2024. Now, Safaree is a rapper, is a Jamaican native who was married to Erica. Safaree wants to do a give back to the children in Waterhouse, Kingston, Jamaica. He wants to give it mainly to the children for a give back to the school children program. Primarily, he wants to do it in August. Also, he calls in friends, people who might know him, and also asks if they want to assist him in his mission. They should feel free to do so to make it the biggest.
$4,000 a month in child support. And y'all saw her reaction.
If you act like sex chasing, you treated like one.
Pulls up to my house. Girl, this man gets out the car hysterically crying.
Oh, come on, Safaree.
He come out the car, he ain't got no shirt on, his little coochie cutters on. He's crying. Erica, you don't understand. I'm so sorry for what I did for you. I'm so sorry I left you.
No. It hurts. What hurts? This whole thing. That's the energy Safaree has been giving lately. Not loud rage, not messy back and froths, something heavier, something closer to panic. Because Erica Mena didn't just announce a pregnancy, she announced a future that doesn't include him, twins, a new man, a new chapter, and absolutely no room left for revisionist history. That's why this reaction feels different. This wasn't another rumor, another vague post, or another cycle of chaos that could be spun later. This was Erica planting her feet publicly and moving forward in a way that shuts the door completely. No explanations, no defense, no emotional cleanup. And when you look at Safaree's history with Erica, the accusations, the videos, the blame shifting, the public guilt trips, this announcement didn't start drama. It reopened every unfinished argument at once. Fans clocked it immediately. Erica didn't tag him, she didn't clarify anything, she didn't defend herself, she just shared her news and kept it pushing. And that silence, that's what sent Safaree spiraling. Because this isn't the first time Erica tried to move forward, but it is the first time she did it with this much finality. Twins change the tone. Twins mean stability. Twins mean planning years ahead, not reacting in the moment. And here's what really mattered. Fans didn't react with shock. They reacted with relief. People weren't asking, "Who's the father?" They were saying, "Good for her." That shift says everything. For years, the narrative around Erica and Safaree was chaos on both sides. Messy equals messy. No clear villain, no clear victim. But this time, numbered people separated the noise from the pattern, and Safaree kept landing on the same side of it. That's why old clips resurfaced almost instantly. One of the first videos fans brought back was Erica apologizing publicly to Nicki Minaj. At the time, it was brushed off as reality TV drama. Another headline, another moment designed for ratings. But now, that apology hits completely different. Erica admitted she didn't want to believe the kind of person Safaree was. She said she ignored warnings because she was in love. She talked about discovering cheating, about behavior she tried to downplay, about choosing denial over reality. Back then, it felt messy. Now, it feels honest. Fans rewatched it not as entertainment, but as a woman finally saying out loud what she spent years trying to protect herself from admitting. It reframed the relationship, not as mutual destruction, but as imbalance. One person giving chances, the other rewriting his role every time things fell apart. Safaree tried to counter that narrative the same way he always has, by posting clips, videos of Erica yelling, breaking things, losing control. He framed them as proof that he wasn't the villain, just a man dealing with a volatile partner, and for a long time, that tactic worked. Public opinion stayed split. Sympathy stayed flexible. But one clip changed everything. Safaree talked about a conversation involving Erica's oldest son, a moment where he claimed the teenager said that if he had to live with his mother full-time, he'd off himself. Instead of sympathy, alarms went off. People weren't asking what Erica did to cause that. They were asking why Safaree felt comfortable turning a child's emotional distress into a defense strategy. Why that was shared publicly? Why it was framed as proof instead of a red flag. That moment stuck. And once it stuck, nothing he said afterward landed the same way. Things escalated fast after that. Erica accused Safaree of not claiming their son. Then a video surfaced of their daughter saying her father kicked her little brother. The clip was short, unsettling, and impossible to watch without feeling uneasy. Safaree denied it, but denial wasn't enough anymore. Once kids are involved, the internet stops treating situations like reality TV and starts looking for accountability. People didn't need court documents or timelines. The sheer volume of accusations paired with Safaree's pattern of reacting instead of resolving spoke louder than proof ever could. That's when sympathy drained almost overnight. One viral fan comment summed up the mood perfectly. It didn't defend Erica. It didn't excuse her behavior. It simply called out Safaree's choices. Erica may be loud, aggressive, and extra, but Safaree chose that dynamic, stayed, benefited, then acted shocked every time it exploded. That framing changed everything, because once fans saw it that way, Erica's pregnancy announcement didn't feel chaotic. It felt like confirmation. While Safaree's name trended again for all the wrong reasons, Erica was doing something else entirely. She was outside, working, promoting her projects, living. TMZ caught up with her at a movie premiere, and her energy said more than any statement ever could. Calm, focused, clear. She said she and the kids were thriving without Safaree's presence. No shots, no bitterness, no long explanations. That kind of composure hits harder than insults ever could, because it makes the other person's silence, or defensiveness, look loud, almost desperate, and fans noticed something else. Safaree has a reputation, big gestures, grand promises, performative growth, followed by chaos. One fan put it bluntly, "He loves to propose, but hates being faithful." That line spread fast because it fit the pattern too well. Erica wasn't the exception, she was the latest example. As Erica's pregnancy news dominated timelines, more old claims resurfaced. And including Safaree's own story about Erica allegedly sending a naked photo of him to his mother and sister to prove they were still sleeping together. That clip didn't come back for shock value. It came back as context. Fans weren't asking if it was true. They were asking why Safaree always tells these stories after relationships are already burned to the ground. Why his version of events only surfaces once he's lost control of the narrative. Another resurfaced moment showed Erica celebrating her divorce from Safaree. No tears, no rage, just relief. Freedom. A woman visibly lighter. At the time, people laughed it off. Now, it reads like a turning point. The moment Erica mentally exited the chaos. Everything since then, including this pregnancy, feels like a continuation of that exit. Not a reaction, not revenge, just movement. Mute critics didn't ignore Erica's past. Her admission about an affair with DJ Envy came back into conversation, especially her claim that she didn't know he was married and that he later trashed her publicly to protect himself. That detail mattered, because fans started noticing a pattern that went beyond just Safaree. This wasn't about one relationship falling apart, it was about a recurring theme. Men who disappear the moment accountability shows up. Men who rewrite timelines, flip narratives, and quietly let Erica absorb the backlash while they step back untouched. The more people revisited her history, the harder it became to ignore how often the same ending played out. Safaree fit that pattern too cleanly to brush off. Every time chaos surfaced, he framed himself as the survivor, the calm one. He's the reasonable one dealing with someone difficult. But when you line up the moments, a different picture forms. Stability never followed his presence. Resolution never lasted. There was always another clip, another explanation, another attempt to control how the story would be remembered. That's why the body cam footage from the Buckhead incident hit differently when it resurfaced. In the clip, Erica is visibly shaken, crying, telling officers she was pregnant at the time of her arrest. Years ago, that footage was treated like another headline, another meme, another example of typical chaos. But after the twins' announcement, the reaction shifted. People weren't laughing anymore. They were asking uncomfortable questions. How many times has Erica had to navigate public breakdowns while pregnant? Not how often has she been expected to stay composed while everything around her imploded? And more importantly, why did Safaree's presence never seem to bring protection, grounding, or peace? Only spectacle. The laughter dried up because the pattern became impossible to ignore. As pregnancy speculation spread, old posts involving Mendices resurfaced too. Deleted captions, past accusations, long stretches of silence when explanations were expected. Fans weren't accusing Erica of anything new. They weren't rewriting history. They were highlighting how pregnancy has repeatedly exposed the same behavior from the men involved: secrecy, avoidance, and strategic silence when pressure mounts. That context changes everything. Because Safaree isn't crashing out because Erica is pregnant. He's crashing out because Erica is peaceful. Oh, she didn't rant. She didn't explain. She didn't go live. She didn't pull receipts. She didn't even acknowledge the noise. She just lived. And that's what made this hit harder than any argument ever could. Without her reacting, there was nothing for Safaree to push against. No chaos to mirror, no moment to hijack. The internet filled in the blanks on its own, and this time, the narrative didn't bend in his favor. Twins don't leave room for maybe later. They don't leave space for sudden maturity speeches or last-minute redemption arcs. They represent planning, permanence, and a future already in motion. This announcement didn't just confirm a pregnancy, it confirmed that Erica has moved on emotionally, publicly, and permanently. And Safaree has no rebuttal for that. Because peace doesn't argue back. This story isn't about picking sides. It's about patterns. And the pattern is clear. Erica is done explaining herself. Safaree is still trying to control the narrative. But this time, the story has already moved on without him. So now the question isn't whether he's unbothered. It's whether this is the clearest sign yet that he never moved on. Drop your thoughts in the comments.